Winston Churchill was an innovative leader. What would Churchill do in today's crisis? If Winston Churchill were alive today, facing modern crises, what would he do? His approach to innovation, leadership, and crisis management offers surprising lessons for our current challenges, and his methods might shock you. Welcome back to Churchill Uncovered. Today, we're doing something different, applying Churchill's crisis management principles to modern problems. Because the man who innovated his way through World War II has a lot to teach us about handling today's challenges. Embracing radical innovation. Churchill's first rule: when facing an impossible problem, don't look for conventional solutions. Look for revolutionary ones. In 1940, when Britain needed to supply troops across the Atlantic, but German U-boats were sinking supply ships, Churchill didn't just build more ships. He revolutionized convoy tactics, developed new sonar technology, and created escort carriers. Today's equivalent: when facing climate change, don't just think about reducing emissions. Think about carbon capture, geoengineering, and technologies that don't exist yet. Churchill would be funding the most radical climate solutions, not just the safest ones. When facing cyber warfare, don't just build better firewalls. Think about quantum encryption, AI-powered defense systems, and completely new approaches to digital security. Building coalitions through innovation. Churchill understood that the best way to build alliances isn't through diplomacy alone. It's by offering something your allies can't get anywhere else. He shared radar technology with the Americans, gave them access to British intelligence, and offered joint development of new weapons. This wasn't just generosity, it was strategic. By making Britain indispensable through innovation, he ensured American support. Modern application: countries facing authoritarian threats should share cutting-edge technology, AI research, renewable energy innovations, medical breakthroughs. Make yourself indispensable through what you can offer, not just what you need. Turning weaknesses into weapons. Britain in 1940 was an island under siege. Churchill turned this apparent weakness into Britain's greatest strength by developing technologies that only worked for island nations: radar networks, coastal defenses, and naval innovations. Today's version: small countries can't compete with superpowers in traditional military spending, but they can lead in cyber defense, space technology, or biotechnology. Estonia becomes a cyber superpower. Israel dominates military technology. Singapore lead urban planning. Churchill would tell modern leaders, don't try to be what you're not. Be what only you can be, but be the best in the world at it. Prepare for the war after next. While fighting World War II, Churchill was already planning for the Cold War. He understood that today's innovations determine tomorrow's conflicts. He pushed for jet engine development, nuclear research, and rocket technology, not just to win the current war, but to dominate the next one. Modern leaders should be thinking the same way. While dealing with current crises, what technologies will determine the next decade? Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, biotechnology, space technology. Churchill would be asking, what will conflict look like in 2035? What innovations do we need to start developing now? Communicating innovation. Churchill understood that innovation without communication is useless. His speeches weren't just inspiring, they were educational. He taught the British people to think differently about warfare, technology, and their own capabilities. Modern leaders need to do the same. It's more than just developing new technologies. Teach people why they matter. It's more than just solving problems. Show people how to think about problems differently. Churchill would be using every communication platform available to educate people about innovation, not just to inspire them. Churchill's approach to crisis management wasn't just about surviving, it was about emerging stronger through innovation. His methods work because they're based on a simple truth. The future belongs to those who can think differently about problems. What modern crisis do you think Churchill would handle best? And what innovations do you think he'd be pushing for today? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more lessons from history's greatest strategic innovator.